The entitlement in that she expected just so he can get her number, he should have paid for her or her and her friends tab. Can you imagine?
Man, this is some bullshit.
All right, so if you guys see my last couple videos, you know I'm doing this whole experimental thing, the experiment that I'm doing to kind of see the gap between men and women, because there seems to be a disconnect. Men say get off dating apps, go outside. Women say men don't approach. So I'm hearing out what content creators have to say. I came across this content creator's video. His name is Thai Buggy Podcast. I have not seen it yet, so we're just going to hear out what he has to say about this whole men not approaching. It cites men are not approaching women anymore. Women are frustrated at men for no longer trying. Let us take a listen. If you guys have not already, remember for tap the like button. Tap the like button real quick. Yeah, I'm in it for tap the like button. All right, so big up on yourself. Let's take a listen.
I'm in an era where I hate when men talk to me.
Like, what happened? What happened with the chivalry? You see that bar? You see the bar full of men sitting down, literally just watching women in heels stand up. Like,
remember the days when guys used to come up to girls and they'll try to get their numbers. They'll be real sweet and, hey, can I buy you a drink? And, be macking. They spitting game. Well, those days are over. Men aren't doing that anymore. Men are not going up to women like they used to. Men are not macking. Men are not being super chivalrous to women anymore when they're out at the bars anymore. And apparently women are speaking on it. So here's a couple of clips of people that's speaking on it right now.
Like, what happened? What happened with the chivalry? You see that bar? You see the bar full of men sitting down, literally just watching.
Let me put my 2 cents in on this one. I do understand, as someone who wear heels when they go out. I mean, to see a bunch of men sitting at the bar while my feet on fire, I'm like, God damn. But trying to understand it from a man's perspective, we're in a day and age where women don't even want to smile at men. Y'all remember that Kevin Samuel show? When she's like, why does she have to smile at a man? So a man being a human being, why would he give up his comfortable seat when he chilling watching the game or watching whatever is on the TV in the bar? Why would he give up that for a woman who more than likely won't even smile, won't even be appreciative, will be acting like say her shit can't make bully beef sandwich, acting like she all that and a bag of chips? Like, why would he even? I can understand that. I can understand that perspective. I understand both, because it's like, dang, sir, the least you can. But sometimes their shoes be uncomfortable too, It might not be heels, but them loafers can be uncomfortable. Let's continue.
Watching women in heels stand up. Like,
you want to know what happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. See, what y'all girls don't understand is that when men get online, they actually be paying attention to the stuff that y'all be saying and doing, right? Especially when attractive girls get online and say and do stuff. That's who they be focused on. So every time you see a pretty girl make a video and talk about how she be disgusted when men talk to her when she out, how she don't like it when men look at her, men have conversations with her, don't talk to her. Like, when she makes videos like that, the men are paying attention. When women like that are making videos, the men are paying attention, right? And so they figure, okay, well, this must be what it is. This must be what women want. Right? It don't matter about the women who ain't really that attractive, who get online and be like, oh my God, we want you to talk to us when you out. Like, they're not listening to you. They listening to the girls who they find attractive and what those girls are saying, right? So you can't counteract the girls who they find to be attractive and them saying silly stuff online. So back to the point. Because those girls are getting online and saying silly stuff like that, when men go out now, they not hollering at you, they not bothering you, and they not getting up out their seat to let you have it. You know why? Because you got...
I mean, I would even take it as far and say it's more than just offline. As I said earlier, they see women interaction. They see women don't even smile, right? Like the resting bee face that we be having. And don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of that too. It's just how my face is, right? And I hate that that is an excuse, because it's an excuse that a lot of people use. But let me share a story real quick. Let me insert a story real quick. One day I was boarding the plane. I was flying from Chicago to Dallas, and I was going, it was a phase of my life where I needed to be in prayer consistently. And while I was boarding a plane, I was saying my little prayer and, just minding my business, talking to God. And we landed in Dallas, and I was getting off the plane, and this guy came up to me and was like, man, when you were boarding that plane, your face was so screwed, like whatever. And I got offended. Like, I didn't say anything to him. I didn't express that I was offended, because he didn't offend me. It was really I offended myself, because I was like, dang, even in prayer, my face looks screwed. Like, I was literally praying and my face looks screwed. So I can admit that that's something I have to work on too. But when you have a resting bee face, you're out in public, no man is going to get up and give, for lack of better words, a bitch his chair. That the whole damsel in distress when men come to their rescue is because they had a warm feminine demeanor. So that might also be something to look at. So it's, yes, what she said, the hair videos online can be true too, but I also feel like it's majority of how you carry yourself in public.
Gotten online and showed how entitled you are, and you've shown how disrespectful a lot of y'all are, why would somebody want to give up their seat for you, right? You knew you was going to be standing up when you put the heels on. It is what it is. But for y'all to think that you can keep getting online and saying all of this outrageous stuff so that you can be a girl's girl and get follows and likes from other women and think that this stuff is not going to show up in real life some kind of way, it is. See, here's the thing. When men get online and they try to give women advice and tell women about what type of women they like, what they're attracted to, what they want, women meet them with, oh my God, we don't care what you want. We don't care, right? Because you're a girl's girl and you're trying to impress other women. So for the sake of that, it going one ear and out the other. When men try to give you good advice about men that's trying to play you in real life and tell you that if a man just trying to go with the flow of BSing you about a title, he don't really want you, the way that's going in one ear and out the other, you think that that's what men doing too. But they not. They actually using social media to gauge how to deal with y'all in real life. And so because of that, if you need...
Not saying she's not dropping gems, but I wanted to hear the content creators' points of view. So I'm going to fast forward her a little bit, so we can get to him.
The answer to that question, there it is.
Although I agree with most of the things that she said, I feel like there's a huge point that she's also missing. Listen, ladies, nobody wants to go out. Nobody wants to get dressed, put on an outfit that they feel like they put together. I mean, it's nice. Brush their teeth and give themselves some affirmations. Listen to some good music in the car. Drive all the way to the bar to meet up with their friends, and then to possibly talk to some ladies, because they feel like they fresh, they feel like they clean, they feel like they look good. Just for them to walk up to the ladies to say, hey, how you doing? With all intentions to tell the lady that they look beautiful, and hopefully at the end of the conversation they could get their number so they can spend their money to take this woman out that's a stranger on a date. Nobody wants to have all of that in mind just for somebody to look at you as if you're less than as soon as you tap them on the shoulder.
That's turn around and give that ew.
As if...
And I know that because I have a few guy friends who share their story, and they're like, oh, you're at a party and you go behind a girl and she look around and she get that ew look.
Like, how dare you walk up to me while I'm out? Who are you to think you could talk to me? There's women out here that's really giving that kind of energy, like that talk over your shoulder energy, like, you're not gonna buy me a drink. Nobody wants to be dealing with that. See, a lot of dudes, they get up, they get dressed, and they look fresh, and they go out just for somebody to dismiss them or try to embarrass them just to boost their ego.
The entitlement, y'all. Let me share a story real quick. I remember I was out with a girlfriend. We were just having lunch, And there were a group of girls at the bar. There were probably like 4 to 5 girls at the bar, and there were 2 guys sitting there. So the you know how the bar is shaped like a rectangle? So they were at the end. So the girl who was sitting at the end and the guy who was sitting at the end was having a conversation. And the 3 other friends or 4 other friends were, minding their business. So then time come for leave, and the girls got their check and they were walking out to the bar. And the girl who was talking to the guy was sitting at the end, and it looks like she was giving him her number. And then another friend, her other girlfriend, came and grabbed her up, created a scene, grabbed her and pulled her through the door. So then me and my friend, being as curious as we are, we went up to the guy and we were after we went up to the guy, we were like, what happened there? We saw the scene. What happened? And the guy said that the girl pulled her friend from giving her her number, from giving him her number, because he didn't pay for the tab.
What?
The entitlement in that, she expected just so he can get her number, he should have paid for her or her and her friend's tab. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Just the number, just the number. Like, we can go up on a first date first before I pay for the tab. It's the entitlement of these women, and these men know this. And then, as I said, seeing how y'all behave in public, as I said to the man, you don't want nobody who gonna be associated with people like that anyways, who gonna create a scene in public. She could have come up to her and softly said, hey, no, or let him have the number, and then when he texts you, don't respond, or something. Where's the class? Where's the decency? Homegirl created a scene in those people's restaurants because a guy who her friend, she not have nothing to do with it tonight, it's her friend. This is not even her, it's her friend. Just met this guy, exchanging number. He didn't pay for the tab, so she gonna create a scene. Come on now. That's the world we're living in. As he's saying, the entitlement of these women is beyond me. Like, sis.
Because a lot of times ladies are a lot more friendly when they're just by themselves. But the problem is when ladies are together, they try to appease their friends too. Or do their girls approve of this guy too? And if the girls don't approve, they'll just kind of just act like they're on their phone and just look at you. Bro, I've seen this. And I understand why dudes is like, man, I'd rather just go out, chill with my bros, it just be us. And there's no reason for us to try to talk to ladies. There's no reason. Because nowadays, women rather be disrespectful. Women rather play in a man's face and act like this man did not have full intentions to give you as a stranger a compliment. They use that compliment as an ego boost. And for an extra boost, they turn the man down and embarrass him. Men don't want to go through
because they want to act like they have options. They want to act like they have choices. So they'll turn a man down and be like, oh yeah, a lot of men approach me. I mean, I don't know what it is. I was listening to a content creator. I might react to the video. He was like, women who are naturally pretty, who don't have to wear the excessive makeup, and who has always been attractive all their life. They're used to being attractive. They aren't as hype as the ones who wear the overly makeup and who wear the wigs and the something under the eye, the concealer, something like the makeup thing. And you know who does the most, and they feel like they have to overcompensate with their makeup and their hair and the BBLs. So they also overcompensate when they are rejecting a guy. And it's like they be doing the absolute most. What I've been observing, and I'm curious to hear y'all thoughts, because obviously the men in my comments will have more experience than I. Naturally attractive women, naturally pretty women don't have as much attitude as the made up ones. What y'all think? Leave your answer in the comments, but let's continue.
That anymore. So yes, you have men at the bar that's at the bar solely to watch the game, solely to just chill with their homies. They're not here for the ladies no more. And I'm not even gonna go into what hip hop and social media has also done to dating. Now, don't get me wrong, did I blame all the issues in dating on the ladies? No, but as far as men approaching women the way they used to, ladies, y'all have to understand that men have been boys have turned into men. We have experience talking to women most of our lives, and we feel the difference when we talk to ladies. Now, I'm a married man, but I promise you, I see this in my bros all the time. The stuff that the women be saying back to them, the way the women be looking at them, the way they kind of talk over their shoulder, I'm like, oh no, I could never deal with this type of energy. For me, it's just like, yo, first of all, I'm a stranger. Now, I mean, I'm giving you a compliment, and I'm just trying to talk. You know, what you out here just for your girls? If you out here just for your girls, all right, cool, that's different. But if you just gonna curve me just because you're not interested, you're gonna treat me like I'm scum to the earth when all I wanted to do was give you a compliment, is crazy.
I'm in an era where I hate when men talk to me. Maybe that's an era that I'm always in, now that I say it out loud. Either way, why is it when you want none of them to speak to you, when you want to be invisible to men, that all of them approach you? And it's like, I want to wear a sign on my head that says, I don't want to talk to you. And they all approach me and they're talking to me and I'm like, I'm married. And they're like, well, where's your husband? And I'm like, how do I win?
You know what's so weird about videos like that? Those same kind of girls will say, where are all the good men at?
I was just about to say, those same girls will be like, oh, men don't approach. No, something that we should consider to ladies, sometimes men approach you, not all the time they're trying to shoot their shots, you know? And I feel like we live in this world where it's like people just aren't friendly anymore. People just aren't social. People don't have random conversations just to have random conversations. Like, and I'm not saying like I always want to talk. Listen, I am the most introverted person you will meet. But some days I can just talk. Some days I don't know a stranger. Other days I'm like, I'm just in my head. But you know, sometimes people just come up and they just want to have a conversation, and you network with people and you know, okay, I've met someone from here. I'll share a quick story. When I was in Paris a couple years ago, me, my sister, and one of my girlfriends went to Paris, and we were taking the train. And when I travel, I like to be in a culture. I like to be with the locals. You know, I like to experience life as if I lived there. So we were on the train. I know we were just riding, just, you know, having fun, not understanding what nobody's saying, but just there riding the train. And this young man was sitting next to us. And we just started talking to him. You know, we just started having conversation with him. Not to necessarily shoot or shot or vice versa, but to have a genuine conversation with someone from a foreign land. Like, you know, and it's like, I feel like a lot of times because we're in defense and we think that everybody looking at us, everybody trying to get with us, we miss out on a lot of opportunities to have a nice, genuine conversation with people sometimes. And I'm encouraging y'all, like, not everybody trying to check for you, not everybody's trying to look you. Go out and try to see if you can have a nice, genuine conversation with people sometimes. And that will probably change your perspective. As I said, when she's like, you know, she don't want to have conversation with men. Like, do you feel the same way about women today? How would you feel if women were choosing it? I mean, hey, to each his own. But let's continue.
Ladies expect to meet a man, to actually get to know a man, if now the women are getting online saying they don't want men approaching them? So what exactly are we supposed to do? Because those same women are saying, I'm not going to approach a man. So how exactly do y'all think you're one day going to find your husband? I feel like people's egos are way too big nowadays. People's DMs have inflated their brains to think that you're this high and mighty person.
Their DMs and those filters that they be using. DMs, makeup, and filters be making average women like me and you, thinking that we're a bag of chips.
You could be like, I don't want anybody approaching me, but one day you're going to want a husband and a family. It's just weird behavior. And men, we hear this stuff. And of course, any sound-minded man is like, wait a minute. Women don't want to be approached no more. They feel disgusted by men approaching them. All right, you know what? F it. Like, I'm not about to be looked at as some creep when I go out, when I know all I'm trying to do is court a stranger. I'm the one taking all the risk with low reward. You got to think about it as a man. So you walk up to a woman. She's a complete stranger. This can go one or two ways. She can either give you conversation. She could turn you down lightly, or she could just disrespect you and you embarrassed in front of your friends. Or yes, she'll give you the number. You take her out. You spend money on her. You are chivalrous to her. You have great conversation with her. You make sure she get home safe. You make sure that all of these things is aligned just for her to possibly be a gold digger, or just for her to possibly be like, oh, I don't know how to cook. Oh, I don't know how to clean. Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm not here to be controlled, but I do like a man to be a provider. So for a man, it's like, it's so much risk just walking up to a woman with low reward. So why even do it? I would say this, fellas, do not start to feel like you shouldn't walk up to ladies, because all ladies don't have the same mindset of the ladies that are on the internet. I will say this. Think about where you go to find ladies, though. I feel like the bar, the club, these are places that people kind of try to check a box in their head to boost their egos. It's a whole bunch of people trying to boost their egos, which is why you see all these big chains, dudes being loud, dudes standing up, they got shades on at night. You got ladies with the skimpiest stuff on, but they curving you as if they don't want no attention. There's a whole bunch of people that's trying to get their egos boosted for what they're lacking in real life. So what I will say is, be careful where you try to talk to a lady, because yes, there's certain places you just may want to stay away from. It's crazy I'm saying this, because I actually met my lady being out dancing. It's definitely possible. Nowadays, you got to be very careful. And honestly, I think if I was out and I was macking nowadays, what I would do, I would kind of see if there's some type of choosing signals that's coming back my way. Like, are you looking at me? Like, are we, like passing each other?
Are you giving eye contact? Like, did she walk by you a couple times? Yeah.
Like, are we doing something?
All right, so I recently made a TikTok about not getting approached by men any longer, and several
It's so funny. I didn't even know this was in the video. The last video I posted about this whole approaching thing, I reacted to her, the TikTok that she's talking about. Let's hear what she got to say now.
people, actually a couple thousand people, left comments, a lot of men, and I really appreciate y'all comments. And a lot of the comments coming from the men were saying that they stopped approaching women because us as women said that we don't want to be approached anymore. And I want to know which women y'all heard this from. I want to know. I think I've seen in the past maybe women saying they don't want to be approached at the gym. But other than that, I feel like most women would prefer to be approached in person as opposed to like online on an app or something. I don't know. That's what I think. That's how I feel. I also gathered that a lot of men feel nervous approaching women, just like how I said I would feel, right? Like being afraid of rejection. Totally get it. But I will say it's definitely disappointing to see that a lot of men intentionally just don't go up to women anymore. But I get it, right? We told y'all that. I guess some women said that and y'all generalized us. I also feel...
And I mean, let me even pause real quick. It's not even just like, there's so many levels to it. First of all, a man have to understand, like, is this truly a man, or is this a woman, or is this a man? Because some of y'all be wearing some heavy makeup and some heavy lashes. It's like you're trying to disguise your real gender. 2, the resting B face. We touched on that. 3, just... you risk, as I said in the last video, Anton Daniel said he's out with his friend having a good time. Why would he risk getting rejected? And then that's gonna ruin his night. He's gonna feel some kind of way. His ego will be crushed. His self-esteem gonna be destroyed. Or he can just know, okay, there is a 50-50 chance that I get rejected and it ruined my night. Or there's 100% chance I vibe and I don't approach nobody. Depending on the night, he might just want to just vibe out. So there are a lot of factors to consider when we have this topic. This is an interesting topic, though, but I must just say, this is a very interesting topic.
Like, I gather from the comments that women should feel empowered to go up to men, right? If you see a dude that you think is cute, you're attracted to him, why not go up to him? I might try it now. I actually might. Especially seeing now that y'all men purposely don't be coming up to us. Oh yeah, and one more thing, I do have a ring on, a Playboy ring actually, but it's on my right hand, not my left hand. My left hand is still open.
So, all right, y'all, I want y'all to comment below. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know how y'all feel. Ladies, are y'all tired of men approaching y'all? You don't want no men approaching you, huh? fellas, have y'all seen these posts? Are y'all feeling some type of way about when women reject y'all? Tell me, comment below. I want to know, how does it feel when you walk up to a woman knowing you're ready to tell her how pretty she looks today? You're giving a stranger a compliment the way your mama told you to. Be polite to strangers, just for this stranger to not be polite back to you. Does that make you feel like, I'd rather not walk up to this stranger and give them my vulnerability? Comment below. Hey man, it's been your boy Ty Boogie. Until next time, man.
Shout out to Ty Boogie for this conversation. As I said, I'm intrigued, and honestly, doing these videos and doing the social experiment that I said I'm gonna be doing, I'm more mindful of my face. I'm more mindful of how I respond to when people approach, or like when they stare. Like I said in the video, if y'all miss it, I'll link it right here. The guy in the gym was just staring. No, I can understand like you staring. I don't feel. Some women will feel a certain way with a man stare. I don't, because as long as it doesn't make me feel unsafe, I don't make a big deal about men staring. But it really make me more aware of my surrounding. I'm more mindful of other people's perspective. And as I said, the guy who was staring at the gym is like, what was his, like, I'm more mindful, right? But y'all, leave y'all thoughts in the comments. We're gonna continue doing this. We're gonna continue doing this experiment. I'm gonna continue going outside. I'm gonna continue testing to see if, when they say men don't approach, if that is true. And I'll continue hearing other men's perspective of why men don't approach. It is your girl Chantel though. Y'all take care.